Did you know that there is a software mixer that 75% of you Voicemeeter users that game and live stream will switch to in a heartbeat? Come here. I have something I got to show you. So I bet you're wondering what I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about a program I actually did a review on a little over a year ago, but it lacked a lot of features. But SteelSeries GG has included a major update to Sonar, and it is definitely worth a look. And I think that most of you that are gamers and live stream that have been looking for a mixing solution outside of Voicemeeter, I think this is going to fit the bill for you. I've even built my own dual PC live stream with it myself. But what I want to do with this video is just go over the overall features of SteelSeries Sonar, and I'll go over the UI so that you can understand what everything does, including all of the processing for each of the different virtual channels. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So the first thing you're going to want to do to get Sonar is to go to steelseries.com, link in the description. Go to the Sonar under software, find Sonar, and then you'll come to this page where it's going to give you some advertisements. I want you to pay attention to a few things here. Okay. Number one, you need to be using Windows 10 Plus. Now I know most people are using Windows 10 or 11. I got it. But there may be a few of you out there that may be still on the Windows 7, Windows 8 bandwagon. God, I don't know why, but there are some out there. Trust me. Also, look at this. Any headset, any microphone, free download. Come on, you don't get any better than that. You don't need to buy any SteelSeries device. You don't need to buy their newest microphone they just come out with that I'd like to review SteelSeries. So hook me up, please. You can use your headset. You can use your existing microphone. Okay, it's great. It's lovely, right? So listen, download this. Click it, download it. All right. Now, once that happens, all right, once you download everything, you're going to come to this view, the home screen. To the left here, you should have Sonar once you have this set up. Click on it, and you're going to want to turn it on. Okay, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to go through all your audio devices. I have a lot. It's just the way it is as a tester streamer for audio stuff. And once it's done, then you'll see what happens. So we wait. Look at that. All right. I swear I did not time that. All right. So look, so let's talk about this UI, okay? Because this is the bread and butter of SteelSeries Sonar. All right. So this is the regular mode, okay, that everybody has probably seen before, but it's a lot nicer because we have a lot more devices than when I originally covered this software a year ago. So first of all, you have your master control here. Now this is just your personal mix, okay? This is what your default output device is in Windows, but you now have a volume slider that you can control everything all at one time here. Obviously you see it's linked to all of your different devices minus your microphone, okay? Minus the mic. That's different because this is an input device. These are output devices. So that's why they're not linked. But game, chat, media, and aux, what are they? Why are they color coded differently? Okay, makes sense. This is why. They are virtual audio devices that are created in Windows. So Windows sees them as an audio device that it can then send to different apps, or it can send different apps to it. Okay, it's really nice. For instance, all your games, you can set all your games to go specifically to this audio device in games. And then all your games will come under this channel that you can then control the volume to your personal headphones or speakers or whatever you're using for audio. Same thing for chat, Discord, TeamSpeak, Zoom, anything that you're using for chat, you can bring in by making the output of that app go to the SteelSeries chat virtual audio device. Very simple to set up. And then when that happens, they will all come into this channel that you can control the volume to your headphones to, right? It's very nice. Likewise, the same thing for all of this media for Spotify, iTunes, whatever you're using. personally, aux for me, I use that for my browser audio. Like, you know, so if I'm watching a YouTube video, it'll come in here. All right, microphone here. Again, you can select the source because this is one that's it's a virtual device. You have a virtual microphone now. Okay, so you can send your microphone to this. You can go to the list here and pick it out, and then it will go to that. Really nice. You also have, again, mute controls here that you can mute everything, which is cool. This chat mix at the bottom, say, you know, you have somebody in your Discord, for instance, that's talking too loud. You want to hear more game than Discord audio. Instead of doing it up here, you can actually, hey, you have a chat mix here. So I will just turn it more toward the game until I get to a level where they're quiet enough and I can hear the game audio sufficiently enough to be tactical and hear things like footsteps, that sort of thing. Likewise, if you want to hear somebody in your Discord more than your game, you just turn it more toward the right. Now, I personally just leave it in the middle. That's just me. It's a nice little feature that they added here. Now, let's talk about the big one, and that is streamer mode. Okay, so streamer mode, how do you get to it? All right, it's very simple. They gave you a button right here on the upper right-hand corner. You just click on it. And now you are listening to my stream mix. So my microphone now is going through the processing of SteelSeries Sonar and being sent as the microphone virtual audio device or to the stream mix going directly into OBS. So what this does is you now have a personal mix for your headphones and you have a stream mix as annotated by this little stream icon. That's pretty much a global icon. So the sliders to the right are for your stream. The sliders to the left with the headphone icon is for your personal mix. Okay. Here under master, okay, you can control what you want to go for your personal mix. So in the case here, I have my Arctis 9 headphones going to it. If I wanted to listen to the speaker output of the microphone I'm using, the PD400X, which goes to my Sennheisers down here, then I could use that too. It's very simple. Same if you want to use the stream mix virtual device for your stream mix, this is where you want to send it. Okay, so this is what it's called, SteelSeries Sonar Stream, and it's got, you know, SteelSeries Sonar virtual audio device in parentheses. So you know this is one of the virtual audio devices that SteelSeries creates for you. This is what you would go and select in OBS as an audio input capture source for your different scenes. That way, then all you need to do is worry about how you set the stream mix inside of SteelSeries Sonar, and that mix will go to OBS or whatever you're using to stream. You can also do this for Zoom. If you're streaming to Discord, same thing. You would just set the audio input device to the stream mix because your microphone can also be part of that too. And I'll show you how you can make sure that your microphone goes to your personal mix, your stream mix, or if you don't want it, you can get rid of it. So I'll show you that here in a second. All right, your mic input also here is where you select your microphone. Now, at the bottom here, you have some keybinds, again, for decrease in volume for your personal mix, increasing for your personal mix, muting, likewise, same thing for your stream mix, okay? This is where a Stream Deck would come in nice. You can set buttons inside a Stream Deck or Loop Deck if you use a Loop Deck, or any of the other devices like the Razer one or the one from AverMedia, that you can use this to control, you know, your muting for your personal mix and for your stream mix. Now, let's talk about the other devices here. Games, again, very similar. Now, I remember I was just talking about how you can add or take away from your personal mix. Each of these virtual devices has this same setup here. So you can check or uncheck this if you do not want it to go to your headphones or to your stream mix. So this is basically the same for all of these. So I'm not really going to cover all of these again. As you can see, they're not really any different. They're all basically the same. All right. So now another neat thing about this, let me bring up Spotify. Let me play some music here. Now you see Spotify here, right? If I left click and hold this, I can move it to another device just by left clicking and moving it. Any of your games that'll show up here, you can move them around. You could do this for Chrome, whatever. If it's outputting audio, it will show up here, and then you can put it to whatever virtual device that you want in your mix. A really nice feature. They just added this. This is very recent. Before you actually had to go, there was actually a little button right up here where you would click on it, and it would open up the Windows UI that you could then do your volume mix controls inside of Windows. But now they've added is right here inside of the UI of Sonar, which is very much kind of like the beacon mix setup that they use for their software. Very similar idea. Very nice. I love this mode, but we're not done yet because there's so much more to talk about. All right, so we talked about the UI for streamer mode and talked about how you can control your personal and stream mix, but now look at this. Inside of each of these virtual devices, look at what you get. It is really nice, especially if you have a SteelSeries headset like I do. You get a little bit of extra features here like spatial audio, but the EQ is the big thing. Okay, this is important because you can control as a gamer how your game audio sounds like in your ears based on this EQ, and they've made it really easy. Obviously, default is the base mode that you would get, but if you want to select a game, like my current game that I'm playing a lot is Battlefield 2042, and you could just select the game, and they have a preset EQ curve that, number one, gives you good bass for explosions and stuff, but this little boost right here in around 4.2 kilohertz and 6.9 kilohertz is footstep enhancement. Okay, so this is really nice. I can really hear footsteps well in Battlefield 2042 with this. Look at all the games that they've given you. All the big important FPS games are in there. Apex Legends, Battlefield, Call of Duty, CSGO. Look, you even got Phase Twist's personal EQ settings in here. Valve CSGO settings, Cyberpunk, Dead Island, Dead by Daylight, Destiny, Diablo 4. I mean, they're all here that you can set, and you can also customize them too. That's what's another good thing, is you can go in here and actually change these if you want to. If you don't want so much bass, hey, lower it. Another thing about this is you can control not only the gain and the frequency by selecting the middle dot here, but if you go over to the left or right dot, you can control the bandwidth or the Q. So by clicking and pushing it inwards like that, where it's narrowing it, you narrow it obviously, and then to widen that line, you're obviously widening the Q. Okay, that's really important, and I'll talk about here with the microphone here in a second. All right, so you get this with chat also. You get broadcast. They've got different preset EQ settings for broadcast, for clarity, for deep voice, for less nasally, for walkie-talkie. It's really nice. They've also done something nice with chat, is they've actually added their AI-based noise cancellation or noise suppression, which is a nice feature when you have somebody in Discord that has a terrible microphone with tons of background noise. Their kids are yelling in the background, and you're like, dude, push the talk, please. Well, you know what? Just put the AI noise cancellation on them. And if they're not talking and you have it turned up enough, it should take out any of those other noises. So it's really nice. Also, you have if you disable this, you also can turn on noise reduction, which is kind of the old way of doing it, where you would kind of set a background threshold. But I'm telling you, everybody should try to use this as much as you can, because this is actually a really nice AI noise suppression, and it's free. So you can't beat it. Also got a noise gate here, and I've actually turned this on a little bit, and this is great for keyboard clicking and stuff like that. So if you have a loud talker in there, their microphone gains way up and they're clicking on their keyboard, you can use this noise gate for that too. So it's really nice. All right, the next one's media. Media here, again, another set of preset EQ curves for different music types. Whether you want it bright, you want your music to have clear vocals. I like the punchy setting myself, and I've done a little tweaking myself in here to make it even more what I would like to listen to. So it's really nice. Same thing for aux. Again, now I use this for YouTube. My Chrome would be set to this. So I would go in here and most likely probably select the same thing. Or if I was listening to a video where somebody's talking, I might want to select this clear dialogue setting. Again, also another thing here is you got the spatial audio. So you can use the spatial audio too, which is nice. Volume boost and smart volume there is also another option too. That is pretty much standard throughout any of it. Now, I did not mention this. You do have a compressor down here for Discord. You should use a compressor in Discord, because again, if somebody comes in and they're really loud, you can use this compressor to tame down the peaks where they get really loud all of a sudden. This will kind of clamp it down and bring the volume down on those peaks a little bit, so you don't get quite such a head rush in your headphones here from where somebody's talking. Compressor's good. All right. All right. So lastly, let's talk about mic. Now, microphone is important because remember, your microphone processing is now part of the SteelSeries Sonar that'll then be going into your stream mix. So you want to make sure you get your microphone sounding. And this is my current EQ curve, pretty standard for, for what I use. I know that around 510 hertz with this microphone, my voice gets a little boxy or honky sounding. So that's why I have this cut here to kind of get some of that boxiness out of it. I've got just a very slight boost here. Again, you can control the width of the curve here, the bell curve for your EQ. So I've got this slight boost here. I've got this high pass filter right here that I'm using to take that. And again, you can change these. You can click on these and change these different shapes. Very nice. I really like this a lot. It's a very nice EQ. There is one thing I don't like about it though, and let me explain real quick. Usually when if I were to do this, right, you would automatically hear the change of my vocal. But for me to do it inside of the Sonar EQ, I actually have to let go. Okay. Which is a little problematic if you're hunting for bad frequencies like this 510 hertz here, and you have to bring it way up here and you're dragging it around to try to listen to it. You can't really do that here. So what you would have to do is you would have to kind of put it in a frequency range, drop it, and then you hear those changes. And if you don't like it, then okay, now that's where you come down here and you drop it. All right. So just keep that in mind, that if you're listening to this and you're going, man, why am I not hearing anything? It's because you need to let go of this. So just drop your left mouse click and then it'll take effect. So SteelSeries, hook us up and let us listen to this as we're changing it around. Okay. It does make a big difference and it's a lot easier. All right. So you have those again, you got different settings here. You've got, now look, one of the things they had, if you do get a SteelSeries microphone, either the Alias or the Alias Pro, they do have preset settings if you're going to use a boom arm or desk stand, which is nice. But then you have all these other ones available for the rest of us. Okay, so balance, broadcast high pitch, low pitch, clarity high pitch. These are just different curves that they've done to add different effects. Walkie-talkie, deep voice, less nasally. Okay, so it's nice. Again, I've got the ClearCast AI noise cancellation activated for my mic, and I've got it set on about 10. That's enough to get rid of the background noise in this room, the AC there. But if you have something like this drill, why would anybody be running a drill while they're streaming? I don't know, but hey, I can take this all the way and hey, you're not hearing it. Now, note what my voice sounds like. When noise cancellation is active, my voice does not sound great. Keep that in mind. But the fact that it's even getting rid of this is really freaking cool, right? So yeah, their noise cancellation does work pretty well. So let me lower this back down here to a 10. Okay. Cause I'm not running a drill in here while I'm gaming and streaming. I'm just not. All right. So I've also got a noise gate set here and I've got it set to auto. The auto actually works really well here. So if you're doing key clicks or mouse clicks or something like that, and it's coming in, this will automatically set a threshold so that it'll cut those out. And it does a pretty good job as I'm clicking my spacebar and the WASD, right? Not bad. So that is SteelSeries Sonar in a nutshell. I love this program. I really do. So listen, go out there, download it. I'll provide a link down in the description. Again, it's free. It works. It's reliable. Matter of fact, it is super reliable. I have not had an issue with this yet. I've had Windows updates. SteelSeries keeps the settings. I don't have to go and rebuild them. They work with my headphones. The one complaint that I've gotten with this since I put this first video out a year ago with Sonar was, and the only complaints were from people that have SteelSeries headphones say, I can't get my headsets to work. I suggest you go to the Sonar website and look at the compatibility for your headphones first. Okay. That is what I did. I said, okay, what's compatible? I made a list and then I went shopping. I found these a super steal of a deal on Amazon. I bought them to test them. They have worked great. They've worked flawless. I've never had an issue with Sonar. Sonar works great for your stream mix. OBS likes it. Every now and then OBS, you'll have to go into OBS because, you know, when Windows doesn't update, it wipes a lot of your settings in OBS and it goes back to default. Okay. Unlike SteelSeries, who, hey, they figured out how to keep your settings. But in OBS, you'll have to change the default back to your, you know, SteelSeries stream mix. But other than that, hey, Sonar, hey, you're killing it. Killing it. And listen, here's the big thing. It's reliable. It's easy to use. You don't have to have a degree in audio engineering to use this. Voicemeeter, that was one of my biggest arguments and biggest critiques of it. It was just overwhelming for a lot of people because the UI was hard to use. It was hard to understand. And the deeper you got into Voicemeeter, whether you started using Banana or Potato, it just got worse. SteelSeries, your UI is beautiful. It's easy to understand. It's clear, concise. It works. I love it. They've done some nice things to add to this that I really appreciate. My biggest thing, one of the biggest things about it that I didn't like was just the lack of inputs. You had very basic inputs before. Now you've got pretty much all the major inputs that you would need to set up a perfect stream mix. The best of all, it's free. And it's really free because you don't have to buy a SteelSeries device to use it. You just download it for free. And it comes with a host of other things that you can use to enhance your gameplay, including you can use the moments to capture gameplay moments. You can use the 3D aim trainer to get your aim up to speed. I mean, it's really nice what they have done here. SteelSeries, I love you. I appreciate what you have done here. And I'm sure the rest of the community does too, once they really figure out how good of a deal this is. I've actually built a dual PC live stream off of SteelSeries Sonar, and that is the next video that's going to come up. So stay tuned for that. You want to make sure you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, you hit the bell for notifications so that you'll know when that video goes live. So if you got a dual PC setup and you've been looking for an easier way to get out of Voicemeeter, this is it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how next week. So stay tuned. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.